Okay, I will share the screen. Let me know if you see the full. No, you don't know.
You want to go to full screen? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me. Okay, here we are, and welcome to this info session regarding the Biophilia Camp and BarCamp. The agenda for today is we are welcoming you, and we are sharing with you also the video from the past edition of the camp. We are providing some elements and information more in detail regarding the camp and the BarCamp. We are talking also with some participants from last year as well. And then we open the floor to the Q&A. If you have any questions, need more in detail, you can write to us. Yes, let me stop it.
We cannot hear the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, probably you haven't shared it with the audio.
Okay.
You have to stop sharing and sharing again with the audio option on.
Yes. Stop.
Hello, everyone, by the way. In the meantime, hi, Catalina. Hi, Oliver. Hi, Martin. I'm Carlo Battisti from Living Future Europe. And we have the pleasure to have some very good friends with us. Martin and Oliver connect you from the UK. Catalina, I don't know where you are now. Yeah, but somewhere somewhere in the globe. And we are connected from Italy. And yeah, we would like really to start with the highlight from last year, second edition of the camp. Each year we are changing the location for the camp. Last year was always in the Dolomites, always in South Tyrol and mountain over Bolzano. And Alice, if you want to share the highlights from last year.
Okay, let me know if you now hear sound.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Richard. Yes, this is the new year. So we are exactly talking about the third edition of the camp. I will really provide you with a few general information, then passing the word to Martin also to introduce the program much better. So the camp is really a way to work together and learn about biophilia and biophilic design in a very interactive model with indoor and outdoor activities. So the format is more or less the same. What we are changing something every year, starting from changing the location. So this year we will be always in South Tyrol, in a village called Caldaro on the wine road. This is a beautiful wine road connecting all of the vineyards and famous wineries here in South Tyrol. Our location will be pretty close to Lake Caldaro, Lago di Caldaro, or Kaltersee in German. Last year we discovered that 3 days were probably not enough, let's say, to deal with all the activities we typically are doing. So this year we extended the format to 4 days. And you can see also that there is a final day on Friday where we will have the BarCamp, so the Biophilia BarCamp. We will also introduce it in a few minutes. So in the end, the Biophilia Camp for this year will start on Monday, the 23rd of September in Caldaro, South Tyrol. You can find all the information on the website. We will have 4 days of learning and learning activities and best practices sharing, and again, and a lot of very interesting contents up to Thursday. And then on Friday, we will move to Bolzano. So really 10 minutes drive from the place where we are based to have our first Biophilia BarCamp. So we will basically open the doors to not only the participants to the camp, but also the participants to the BarCamp. So where we will have the possibility to listen from the Biophilia Camp participants about their project works. But there will be also a possibility to have also other insights from other participants. But we will talk about the BarCamp in a minute. So in the end, consider 5 days, 4 days in the location where the Biophilia Camp will take place, and the final day in Bolzano. Again, it's very close to the same place. So in the end, always here in South Tyrol, where we are based. And I can also anticipate there will be also some side events and activities on Saturday, but one thing at a time. So passing the word to Martin to introduce more about the content, because we also changed something about the contents for this new edition.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Carlo. And hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. And I've been told I need to speak more Italian, so buongiorno. So welcome. Yeah, so really delighted to be able to promote another Biophilia Camp in the Dolomites. I'm really looking forward to getting back into this landscape and back to connecting and sharing with a wonderful group of people as we've had in the last two sessions. And as Carlo says, we're emphasizing different things this year. We're emphasizing the experience of sensing and connecting with nature. And in many ways, that will enable us to energize our biophilic self. After all, it's who we are and what we bring to projects, what we bring to our organizations, which is vital in successful biophilic design options. So it's about energizing. It's also about learning. Of course, we'll be dealing with the detail and the technical aspects of biophilia and biophilic design, and we'll be learning about application of biophilia within our buildings. But in addition to connecting with nature, connecting with ourselves is so important. So that there will be. I think looking back over the last 2 years, one thing I've taken away, and I know others have from the same from feedback, is that connectivity with other people, forming nice little cohorts for learning and sharing going forward. And we'll be exploring lots of biophilia perspectives, as well as the technical, much wider around the regenerative agenda. So if we can move forward, Alicia. And I'm actually delighted. We've got some wonderful biophilic guides and guests. And some of the faces there you will recognize, like Carlo, Alicia, and myself. Oliver, I wonder if there's an opportunity for you just to say a word to introduce yourself as you're here on the call.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Well, that's unexpected, Martin. Thank you for bringing me in. Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to come and join you. My name's Oliver Heath. I'm the founder of Oliver Heath Design. We are biophilic consultants, researchers, writers, and designers. And I spend a lot of my time communicating about the benefits of biophilic design with architects, project stakeholders. We're kind of involved in all sorts of projects. So over the last sort of 12 to 14 years, we've been investigating the way the biophilic design can be applied in the built environment, whether that's through restoration and recuperation of individuals through the neuroscientific approach, or equally how we take a more socio-psychological approach and connect people more deeply with spaces, places, nature, but also communities within those. And I think I'm looking forward to sharing some of those ideas and those experiences at the camp.
Brilliant. Thanks, Oliver. Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot.
It's okay.
We also have delighted that Richard Piacettini will be joining us from the Phipps Conservatory in the States. And I don't think there's a cluster of regenerative accreditations and certifications anywhere in the world like what Richard's doing at the Phipps Conservatory. So delighted to have Richard with us. And then Christina Larcher, who will join us to show ideas around the Scrum, around Agile biophilia and all the Scrum activities are part of Agile. And I think we've got a short video from Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina, and during the LFE Biophilia Camp, we are going to explore together the connections between Agile and nature. And we are going to experiment together Agile frameworks, methods, and tools for planning and reflection. See you in September. Hi, I'm...
Yeah, a nice short video there from Christina. But I think one of the USPs of the Biophilia Camp is linking with mature project management approaches like Agile, which really does lift the biophilic design plans, biophilic applications on projects. So what are we doing over the 4 days of the camp? We've themed these over the 4 days, with the first day, Monday, being about connectivity with nature. So before we really dive into biophilia and biophilic design, we want to sense that connectivity with nature. We'll explore the biophilic self, who we are, what we're bringing to projects. And you all know that the strapline for the Biophilic Society is that connecting with nature will save our society. Brilliant words, but we'll be unpicking that and exploring what that actually means. And for most of the afternoon, we'll be outside sensing nature, and we'll be doing various exercises. Maybe you're familiar with deep time walks. The sense of where we are in terms of deep time. If anyone follows Joanna Mace's work, that's one of her key exercises. The second day, we start to explore biophilia, and we look at the Agile and Scrum fundamentals with Christina. And then with Oliver and Richard, we start to explore what is biophilia and what is biophilic design, and the applications of those. And again, in the afternoon, we'll be doing lots of nature-based activities. I'd love to go walking with llamas again. That was one fantastic experience. It was rather Zen-like, but we have other activities lined up for it this year. On the Wednesday, we look at the application of biophilia, and here we get into biophilic design. We look at a number of case studies from Richard and from Oliver, from the States, from the UK, and indeed around the world. And from Carlo, we'll understand the biophilia relationship with the Living Building Challenge. A key aspect of, sorry, can we go back? A key aspect of applying biophilia is understanding the financial benefits. Okay, it's about connecting with nature, it's about connecting with each other, it's about improving health. But if we can't sell the financial benefits, then we're not really going to really move forward. So with Richard and his experience from the FIP Centre, we'll be really diving into the financial aspects of biophilia. Thursday really is around project work. I'm ready for the presentation at the BarCamp on the Friday, so there'll be lots of time to work on the project work. And part of that will be exploring how do we communicate biophilia, how do we communicate biophilic design. And we'll finish the 4 days of the main camp. Just how do we move forward? How do we co-create a future that's enables all life to thrive? And how do we work together as a cohort to go forward? Okay, thanks. Yeah. So around that, we've packed some really nice experiences, and we are learning from what worked well in 2023 and developing those. So each morning we will start with an hour's yoga, just to limber up and shake off the tight muscles. We'll have a meditative daily check-in, set affirmations, set a vision of how we want to be for the day, and then there'll be time for the small groups to work on their project work before we get into the main programs of the day. And then the exciting experiences are after dinner, where we'll be looking at group reflections. How's the day gone? What the good parts and the less good parts. We don't have any of those, but time for reflection anyway. Also, lots of time for solo reflection, whether you're into journaling, meditative, just making notes, or sitting quietly and reflecting on the day. There'll be lots of time for that solo reflections. And then what was a real success in 2023, and we'll do again this year, is campfire activities and meditations. So this will be storytelling, this will be stargazing. We had a wonderful trip around the galaxy, courtesy of Hadrian, one of the participants last year, who I believe is already registered for this. So yeah, storytelling, stargazing, and various activities around a campfire late into the evening, just being together, which is important. And then we decamp to the BarCamp, as Carlo mentioned, is in Neutek Park in Bolzano. If you're familiar with the BarCamp, you'll understand the program here, but really a BarCamp is where you are the agenda. And we have a call out at the moment, but what would you like? If you had 10, 15 minutes to present something, what would your topic be? So this is an open invite to share your perspective on biophilia. We'll start the morning with the presentation work from the various groups before we dive into the first part of the BarCamp, which, as I say, is an open invitation. We have an opportunity. This is odd. I'm going to be presenting from the BarCamp back to CEDA. That's the Scottish Scottish Ecological Development Association. They have a main conference happening over the weekend in Edinburgh. So we'll be presenting live from the BarCamp back to Scotland. Then during lunch or just after lunch, there'll be a mini tour of Tech Park, which is always fascinating, before we conclude with the second part of the BarCamp. And as Carlo mentioned, for those traveling to Bolzano for just for the BarCamp, then we're starting to look at activities for the Saturday with a local walk or a local cycle. But there are some wonderful locations in and around Bolzano, which I'm sure Carlo can talk more to. For example, the Mesner Museum and the Botanical Gardens just outside of Bolzano.
Yeah, sure. And I can just give you a couple of information if you can get back, Alicia, for a moment on the Messner Museum. You know, Reinhold Messner is the famous climber from South Tyrol. He was the first to climb the 14 8,000ers, and all without oxygen support, additional oxygen support. And he created this amazing concept with now 6 different museums, which are all dedicated to mountain culture, geography, story, traditions, and so forth and so on. They're all spread about South Tyrol and other places in the north of Italy. And there is the first one, which is really close to where we be located with the camp, which is, by the way, is in a beautiful middle-age castle that has been also restored, and really to host this museum, which is about the mountain culture. So it's very much about the connection with the place, which is so important. The other opportunity, we can also think to go to do both, but let's say let's think about it, is to visit the botanical gardens of Trautsmandorf in Merano, which is not far from the place where we are, from Bolzano. This is considered one of the most beautiful botanical gardens in Europe, with I don't know how many thousands of different species. So it's really a great, I would say, 2 to 3 hours to visit it. There's also the Museum of Tourism, which is also interesting. So these are 2 great opportunities, which are very much related to biophilia in a sense, with the Messer Museum more on the cultural and connection to the place aspects. Botanical gardens, clearly, it's about plants, flowers, and the amazing biodiversity that we were able to find there. So this is another opportunity that we would like you to consider in when thinking about the camp and the side activities. And yeah, so in the link, sorry, Alicia, if you can one slide back, you can find, you can use your app, your smartphone, and find the QR code with the page for with all the information about the camp and how to register. Yeah, you can also go to the Living Future Europe website and find the same information, both in the events page and also in the news section. But this is the QR code for you to find the page to register. Yeah, as Martin said, the BarCamp is really so the BarCamp concept. The BarCamp is basically an unconference where people will convene, and there are basically all presenting. It's a very peer-to-peer format, and there is an opportunity for passionate people and biophilic design and biophilia lovers to present their ideas, their thoughts, their concepts, their frameworks, the case studies. So we will have the opportunity to listen from the camp participants about their project works results, but also from other people or other person who will join the BarCamp for that specific day. And what you see clearly in this picture is the campus where we are based here in Bolzano, the Neue Tech Park. So this innovation park managed by the local government, but the province of Bolzano. It's a place for innovation with hosting research centers, startups, tech companies, and also Living Future Europe. So we will have a dedicated day on the last Friday of September in the Neue Tech Park to host this BarCamp. Yeah, so and that's it again. So what you could do, so you have 2 different options basically. We will remind them again, but basically you can apply with contents for the BarCamp. So we will repeat it again probably a couple of times, but the deadline, the final date is the end of July, the 31st of July, both for registering for the Biophilia Camp at the early bird price rates. You can also register for the BarCamp as attendee, or even with the early bird price within the end of the month. But also you can send your application, one or more applications, so individually or even in group, for contents for the BarCamp. So we are basically waiting for your contents, for your suggestions, your applications. Again, as Martin said, you are the agenda, you set the agenda, and we are looking forward to receiving contents. The application is pretty easy, so you will find the form online. Again, all the information are on our website. Perfect. This is the QR code. I don't know if it is the QR code for registering for the BarCamp or the QR code for applying with contents for the BarCamp. But again, if you go on our website on the news section, you will find all the information, both on the Biophilia Camp and Biophilia BarCamp. So we're looking forward to receiving content from you guys. This is a great opportunity. One entire day dedicated to biophilia and biophilic design, basically covering all the different aspects of biophilia. So the approach is very similar to what we did for the Biophilia Summit, but it's really more open and welcoming your contribution in a very informal format. Yeah, Alicia, if you want to launch this final call, yeah.
Yes, this is to remind that you have 7 days to apply and to register, both for the camp and the BarCamp. We decided to have this info session 7 days before to inform and to tell you that you have these final days to decide. And yeah, we also want some insights from the 2023. So Catalina, if you want to join us and tell more about your experience, your thoughts, and what you want to share.
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for this. I honestly started having a lot of flashbacks and good memories from last year's camp. It was an amazing experience, and a couple of things that you guys already mentioned, which are connectivity, you know, also the fact that we had the opportunity to share culture. And I think this was one of my biggest highlights, understanding that biophilia adapts to different cultures, and that sometimes people that are having already an approach or a passion or love for it, but don't know that there's a name for it or a methodology of its own within biophilia as a science. I think it's interesting that we all gather together and share how, oh, you know, this is familiar to me, or I've been living this through my whole life, and you know, like just basically it connects you to also your memories, your passions. I really like the fact that it was also a moment to go in introspection. You know, it wasn't just about sharing and going outwards, but also, you know, the most important part for me as a biophilic designer is to start within. And so I really appreciated that we had spaces to do this, you know, like guided activities outdoors, and connecting with ourselves, connecting with other beings that aren't just human. That I think was also a huge highlight for me, and I took that with me. So I really encourage people who are curious, who are also, you know, wanting to dive deeper into the science behind biophilia, because, you know, like we can all resonate with it. It's familiar to us, but it's very complex. And so I really think that this is a great space for people to start structuring and basically, you know, understanding more in depth the complex parts of biophilia. And yeah, well, I love seeing your faces, and I'm very excited. I'm pretty sure that this year's edition is going to be absolutely fantastic. And the magic of it is that it's going to be also unpredictable because it depends on every participant, how different it's going to be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about the insights and all the takeaways from this year's camp.
Thank you, thank you. Just to add something similar, I think it's very powerful to gather together in these few days and talk about biophilia and biophilic design with some people that share the same ideas and yeah, tendence to the nature and the connection with it. Yeah, it's the thing to do, I think.
Yeah, thanks for your comments there, Catalina. And I'm just thinking back to last year's, it really was a wonderful experience. And as being one of the guides, it was wonderful to see how people developed over the 3 or 4 days by sharing and bringing together not only biophilic ideas, but life stories and cultures, as you say. And I love the idea that we were able to talk about and bring in indigenous thinking into the equation. Ask those questions: how did indigenous people deal with these particular issues? So I think the wide range and encompassing of it. Also, as a guide, one of the exercises I'd really love to develop is the disconnect, reconnect. So we'll spend, or we spent a couple of hours without our phones. So we disconnect from devices and reconnect with nature. So we disconnect, reconnect as we wander and get lost in the forest, purposefully get lost and then re-find ourselves. I just love running that particular exercise and watching people walk around the forest, either lying on the ground, looking at the world from a worm's perspective, or just sitting quiet and considering what's the quietest sound they can hear. All sorts of wonderful exercises. And then sort of to all come back into one location and share those experiences. So really looking forward to this year. But,
yeah, with that, Catalina, I liked so much your comment on the fact that the camp is really taking shape depending on the participants, and in the end is very much tailored. But it's an ongoing process during over the days of the camp, really depending on each person, each participant, let's say, profile and an attitude and mood. And I remember a very positive spirit for all the days, very proactive, very positive, very creative and innovative. So the sole fact to be really connected all together in nature was already something really reinvigorating and encouraging, and in the end was really absolutely an excellent opportunity. But at the same time was also interesting to understand the methodology, the frameworks, the concepts, all the aspects behind biophilia more in general, biophilia design approach. So how to adopt them, how to take the best of this contents in order also to apply them, let's say, in our daily activity, in our professional activity, in our life in the end, because it was absolutely an experience that really went way beyond the expectation that we had at the beginning. So thanks also for being with us today. Very much appreciated. We remember you as a very proactive and brilliant participant. I remember that you also stayed a few days more in Italy before getting back. Probably really likes this opportunity and the place. Another good sign: some people from last year registered for this year as well. So which is not a repetition. In the end, every year is the same format, the same let's say platform that we are providing, but the detail and the contents are really changing. So in the end, each year could be a really different opportunity and a different experience.
yeah. Thanks, Colin. I'm just looking at some notes from last year, which I have on the screen here. But we concluded the 4 days with this note that biophilia is about being human in a natural world, and biophilic design is about co-creating habitats in harmony with nature, hence enabling all life to thrive. And I think that sums up where we're going with all this. But yeah, thanks, Catalina, for your thoughts. I see we have some questions in the chat.
No, it was a
Oh,
comment
No, it was
from
just
a
me.
comment from Catalina.
I'm starting to have the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you don't come, you'll be missing out. Yeah, it's yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a possibility to put questions, because we are, I think, theoretically speaking, we're also connected via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I encourage
Quite
you
sure
to
how that
put
works.
comments directly on LinkedIn as well. This is something that we can do. We will also post the recording of the event, so you can also post comments in the very next few days.
Okay, we are moving to the end of the session, explaining the Biophilic Society. All these events are provided by this society. It's an initiative from LFE, and the main belief, as Martin said, is reconnecting with nature will save our society. As we know, we are disconnected from the nature environment, and yeah, connecting with it or reconnecting with it through biophilia will enhance and improve our well-being. If you want, the Biophilic Society counts 272 signatories from 47 countries from all over the world, and we are pretty proud of it. If you want to sign as well, there's the link over there to participate and stay updated with our events. Yeah, here we are to facilitate the society and the relationship between the participants, to grow biophilia and to support biophilic journey and events and other activities. Yeah, if you have any questions, put in the LinkedIn or via mail, chat, as you prefer. We want to thank our partners for these events, the BarCamp, Healing Buildings, Invisible Lab, ILF from Isabel Boan, and Listen to Your Land. We also want to thank our media partners, the Journal Biophilic Design, Renewable Matter, Work in Mind, Projects, and Home Health High Tech. Of course, we want to thank you also, our donating partners of the Biophilic Society, Oliver Heath Design, and the Phipps Botanical Garden. And our donating partners as Living Future Europe, Money, Human Scale, Abitech, and HMTX Industries. And last thank for the participants, Catalina, Oliver, and all the attendees. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to see you soon then.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you in September.
Good to see you all. Bye.